Hello everyone, this is Azad and I'm a trainee for US IT recruitment process. I have 7 years of experience in the industry and I have trained at corporate levels as well as individual trainer. This video will give you some information regarding my training program and the topics that are covered in the training session. The duration of the course would be for 3 weeks with practical as well as the theory, and this training program will also help you to become a successful US IT recruiter. So let us go into the topics that what we'll be covering in the training process. So coming to the training methods, we'll be doing some group discussions during your training, and we'll be also doing some practical performance, and one-on-one training will also be provided, taking an individual care for each and everyone in the training process. We'll also be doing some interactive trainings as well. At the end of each and every week, we'll also conduct tests and we'll also give some analysis of the tests. And individual assessment and reporting is also done at the end of the course. Coming to the concepts of US staffing, we'll be discussing starting from the introduction. What is US staffing industry? What is the difference between the US staffing industry as well as the domestic staffing industry here in India? We'll be also discussing regarding industry overview, what is staffing services and the types of staffing services we have in the United States. We'll be also discussing regarding the recruitment life cycle, end-to-end process of the whole recruitment process. Coming to the immigration and visas, we'll be discussing regarding the United States immigration, also regarding the employment types and what are the different employees we have in the United States, what are the different permits and visas we have in the United States, and who is eligible to work in the United States and who is not. So we'll be discussing all those in detail, as well as the tax terms. So what are the different taxes and taxations we have in the United States, and coming to the vendors and requirements, who is a vendor, what are the different types of vendors we have in the industry, and what are the different types of requirements we have in the industry, and what is a requirement, or requirement is nothing but a job opening. So we'll be also covering all this, and coming into the major part, which is nothing but the recruitment process. So what is recruitment here? What are the different types of candidates we have in the market, and what are the different types of recruitments what we'll be doing it in the United States, how you should able to source the candidates or how you should able to source the consultants, and what are the different recruiting skills and tricks to source the candidates, and at the same time how we should also able to do some screening of the candidates or the consultants, and how we should also evaluate a resume before screening the candidate over the telephone. And coming to the more detail about the recruitment process, how we should able to do submissions, what is the submission information that we have to provide to the vendor or to the client, what are the different interview process we have, and how we should able to deliver the interview updates to the employees, and what are the different types of offers we have in the industry. We'll be also discussing regarding the placements as well as the placement assistance. So as a recruiter, you'll be doing a placement assistant for the consultant as well. And then we'll be also discussing regarding the recruitment overview, how you should able to justify the US recruitment process, and the topics that we'll be covering in the recruitment will also include the tips and tricks for a better recruitment process. And in this topics we'll be discussing regarding the day-to-day activity of recruiters, so what they'll be doing on daily basis, and at the same time the day-to-day activity of a resource executive or sales guy who is nothing but the bench sales guys. and what are the difference between the recruiters and the resource executives. Coming to the bench sales section, what is bench sales? How do you understand your consultants? And what are the techniques that we will be using in doing sales? And we'll be also doing some ATS, which is nothing but applicant tracking system. We'll discuss regarding Zoho Recruit, and we'll do some practicals as well on Zoho Recruit. And we'll be also doing some practical practice on how you should able to develop some reports on daily basis and submit to your team leads or to your managers. We'll be also doing some discussion. So basically you should be able to discuss all this over the telephone. So being a recruiter, you should be able to talk to the consultant, how you should be able to do the screening over the telephone. So that includes in the discussion between the recruiter and consultant, and also the discussion between the recruiter and the employer, also the discussion between the recruiter and the vendor. And we'll be also going through some rate negotiations, how you should able to successfully do a rate negotiation or a salary negotiation over the telephone, and how you should able to do some cold callings, what are the cold calling, what is cold calling, and how you should able to do some cold calling as well. Coming to the paperwork, what is RTR, what is NCA, what is NDA, what is MSA, and the PO. So we'll be discussing everything in detail regarding the paperwork, and then we'll be also doing some personality development as well. We'll be also trying to improve your comm skills. We'll also do some improvement to your attitude, basically the work environment attitude, and how you should able to successfully be a better communicator, and how you should efficiently become a good speaker, and how you should able to do some negotiations, and at the same time also will be focusing much more on your soft skills as well. And coming to the technologies, we'll be doing some overview of the technologies, the present and the emerging technologies in the market, and the kinds of technologies in the industry, what are the key technologies we have, and what is technical recruiting and technical sourcing. Coming to the sourcing section, we'll be discussing regarding what are the different types of sourcings we have in the recruitment process, and how you should be able to develop a network of people around you, and how you should also able to maintain your database, and how you should be able to use your reference in order to source the candidates or the consultants, and how you should also able to use job boards. Will give you some hands-on experience on using job boards and sourcing resumes using job boards. We'll be also going through the social recruiting. So what is social recruiting, how you should able to do social recruiting using LinkedIn, using Facebook, using Twitter, and at the same time we'll be also going through some latest trends that are emerging in the social recruitment, and what the difference between active sourcing and passive sourcing. So that's all guys for now, I guess, and thank you for watching. So these are my contact number and my email, and you can contact me for further information. Thank you.